Hey y'all. Hey Crystal. Hey Yank. Just waiting on my guest. She's trying to figure out how to work Instagram like I was a couple of weeks ago. A mess. Hey Yanky. Shantia. Chill. I don't know. Should I try to request this girl and see can she do it? Let me see. Oh, there you are. Hey, Renee. All right, asked to join the live. I know, Crystal, hilarious, right? We are women of a particular age, okay? Renee, you're on, but you have to go live with me. So I request you, but then you don't get it. So you request to come on with me so I can let you in. Renee, come on, girl. People here. Hey, Allison. Renee, type me. Do you want me to try and get you, or are you going to ask to come in? Hey, China Doll. Hi, Robin. Ciao. We just did a little test and she had figured it out, but maybe not now. Let me just try. Okay, Renee, so you're trying? I cannot with y'all old folks. Right, Crystal? This is crazy. All right, Renee, let me try and get you. Renee, are you on your phone or a laptop? Because it's saying you're unable to join. Oh, hey, Renee. I wasn't sure. Because it's, you know, y'all with these Instagram names. It looks like Nay Robin. Okay, Renee, so you're on your cell phone and it's saying you can't join. Is your service good? You got good service? All right, get out, Renee, and come back in. Get all the way out of Instagram and come back in. Listen, you guys, Renee is the type that's like, So now yes, go back in and come back out. What are we talking about? So tonight we are talking about, so I don't want to steal Renee's thunder though, but Renee was born and raised in Baltimore. She's bicoastal right now. She's living in LA. So she is producing movies now, and she's producing her movie and she's going to bring it to Baltimore, cast it here. Renee, okay, you're back. So request to go live with me. So Renee's going to be talking about her baggage of something I can relate to, and I don't want to be, I saw somebody posting like, I hate a Me Too ass bitch. But talking about like, you know, leaving from Baltimore and living in another place. How they always call us be more Bamas. They always talking about we got this accent. There you go, Renee. All right, so we're waiting. Hey, Sam, you natural beauty, you. Hey, girl, hey. You got on.
Hey, Crystal. Hey, Chrissy.
Sis, back up a little bit. You like all the way up there. Yes.
Well, I don't know how to do all this, so just struggling to get on Instagram Live.
Let them see your T-shirt. Let them see your T-shirt, Renee.
Oh.
Hey, Beauty Stan. All right, so Renee, you know, people were like, what's the topic? Because, you know, we were, you know, taking a little while to get up on here. So I don't want to steal your thunder. So introduce yourself. Well, first, everybody, thank you for joining us for the I Come With Baggage IG Live. And you guys know that this is all based around the T-shirt line. Crystal, you're cracking me up. But this is all based around the T-shirt line, and its signature slogan is, I come with baggage. So without further ado, this is our 4th week, and we have our guest. Hey, sister, we have our guest, Renee, Renee is a boss, and I call her a quiet storm. And I don't want to steal Renee's thunder. Renee, come on, sis. You know we are women of a particular age. Right now, you like. So I'm gonna need you to
Okay,
straighten
here
up.
I am. Here I am. I do
There you go.
apologize. There I
There you go.
go. So I do apologize. This Instagram is new. Now that we're virtue, so we're gonna have to learn it, earn it, and just be a part of it. So thanks for having me on. It was exciting being here. I love what you're doing, Christy. You know, we comrades from way back in the day.
All right, so speaking
Western.
of that, let me just tell people this. There are 3 people I know in my life that remember every single thing, and it's crazy. I might be missing some people, but the people I know are you, my girlfriend Daphne Brown, and my husband. Remember things from when they was like 5, and you like, remember this, remember that? I'm like, I mean, vaguely. So anyway, introduce yourself. Tell everybody what you're doing and why you're here. Hey, Tay.
So I'm Renee Paige, born and raised from Baltimore, Maryland. Went to Western High School, was
Woo-hoo,
always
Bella.
taught, yes, I'm a dove. Then from Western, I went to Howard University, HBU. So you know how
HBU?
we think. So went to Howard. So you know, went to Howard. So, but you know what was always taught? If you can do anything that you put your mind to. So right now I'm in California. I traveled out here as a travel nurse, and I've been out here. It'll be 5 years come January. So I live Baltimore, Maryland, well, Owensville, Maryland, in Long Beach, California, and I travel back and forth, and I just love it. Just love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Because that's what bosses do. I used to be bicoastal
Yes,
before, but I could be
yes.
bicoastal because at the time I was working for an airline. So I didn't have to
Okay.
buy tickets, but you do, and you're a boss. So
Uh-huh.
what? Okay, so I remember you being a nurse in Baltimore at St. Agnes, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
what made you leave Baltimore and go do the nursing in LA?
So in 2008, I have always wanted to travel to California, just always. So, you know, at the time in 2008, and you remember, you know, I have 2 kids, Corey and Bria. Corey and Bria was of age. So at the time, their dad was like, you know what? You've been raising them as a single mom. Go ahead, travel to California. Just go and have fun. Do what you want to do. So I came to California in 2008, and unfortunately, that was short-lived because, as you know, I think it was May 2008, Brian, you know, killed his fiance, Tracy Green, at the time, so I had to come back home. So the first time I came to California, it was
But
cut
stop
short.
right there. Just stop. Because you can't say that your baby daddy killed his girlfriend and then just keep on going. Because inquiry minds are going to want to know. Now, you know, I know. I'm not going to get you to talk too much about it because I don't want your kids to be mad. But we're talking about baggage.
So it is a sensitive subject. So pretty much it was, you know, it was in the news. So, you know, was at work at the middle of the night working because I worked night shift, and I never forget, I got a text message from Bria. So I'm like, oh my God, my dad just killed Tracy. And I'm sitting there like, I'm thinking like, what? So whatever it was, so I had to come back home. And so my travel nursing job in 2008 was cut short because of that. So I'm not going to really go into detail because, like I said, it's a sensitive subject with Bria. I'm not going to say so much of Corey, but with Bria, and also, you know, Tracy had 2 children, so I have to respect Musha and Anglisha with that. So, but
yeah.
it was
so you know, my story is super duper similar, but mine happened in 2001, and I was living in LA. And my son's father was killed. And so I had to pack up and come back. And I always wondered, like, that's a part of my baggage, always wondering, like, what if I never came back here? You know, but I know I'm here because that's where I'm supposed to be. So I can't, like, keep really dwelling on it.
right.
All right. Yeah. So you want to get a little history about us, how we know each other, you know, our relationship, a little background about that?
So pretty much, Crystal, you and I was little girls. We, your sister Iris is Ivory. She lived on Ivory. She lived on Pentland Drive. You and I were little girls with these little ponytails, and we used to play. And you used to watch your nephew Corey. And I used to love the name Corey. So you and I used to play. You were always dancing and flipping and just doing something. You were always outgoing. Just always like, damn, sit down. Then we went to Western. So you were a year behind me. So we were in the dance group together. So that's how we really started getting close, because we did the symposiums at Mervo. We were dancing. We just got really close in high school. We had friends in common. Binky, Sherry. You know, they used to call the class of '89 I Take Your Man clique. Remember? So I was part of the '89 clique, the Mickey Mouse Club at Western. And you were in class of '88. No, class of '90.
Girl, don't give me no extra years. No, ma'am. So I was in the Donald Duck Club, 1990.
So y'all was Donald Duck. So we just got close from there. After high school, my children's father and his best friend, Sean, you and him were friends.
No,
so I remember.
Start telling people business, though.
No, we're friends. So we would go bowling and hang out and just have fun. So pretty much, and then we've remained friends ever since then. And just supporting each other, supporting ventures. Like you had your play. I remember you came up St. Agnes, and I introduced you to everyone, and you was selling tickets. You was hustling then. And yeah, you came up on the floor. You came up on the ICU selling tickets. I was like, are you serious? Look, I think we even had to call. Yep, you had your little stuff, your little Gucci wear. You came up with your little stilettos. I said, no, she didn't. I said, no, she didn't. You came up selling tickets, so you did your first play, and then you had your book. So I always supported your dreams and your ventures, and came to all your plays and things like that. And we just remained
supporting yours. So take us back though. I don't want to jump into like what you're doing right now that is like so bossed up and so bomb. First, we want to get into so I wrote on a post about your, you were doing music, managing like local artists in Baltimore, and you were in the entertainment business into music, and you had some affiliation with G Unit. So tell us about that.
So pretty much it was, I was managing a guy named Promise. It was a couple of people that I was managing when I first got into it. And I never forget he needed to do a video shoot. So the gentleman, Marlo, he had a company called Trend Entertainment. And I saw he was hosting a white party. And I remember I got this flyer, and it was at what was it called? The Milani. Remember the Milani, the Italian restaurant?
You always remember everything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you remember all the hot spots, so don't play. So he was having a party for his artist, Kevin. His name was Kevin something. So I just called him. I said, hey, can I do a video shoot with my artist? He was like, yes. He was like, whatever you need. We just hit it off. So from there, he had the G Unit come in, had the G Unit models. He was a promoter for G Unit. And he brought the 50 Cent's DJ Robbie Rob, Hassan, everyone was there. So from that interaction and that network, anytime my artists needed to do like a music video or a mixtape, they just hooked it up, and they have just been supportive of me ever since. Have I ever met 50? No. But as far as being affiliated with his promoters, his DJ, his local artists like Jadakiss and things like that. So that's how that relationship started.
Well, that doesn't matter. I mean, because that just means you're one phone call away from 50.
No,
that just means that's just one person.
Call me.
Huh?
He needs to call me. 50 Cent Curtis needs to call me.
Oh, he's gonna call you once this Gritty gets on the road. So tell everybody like what you're doing now and how you started doing it.
So I was out here, and actually I was going to invest in someone else's project that was from Baltimore, and we just couldn't get it off the ground. And I remember my mentor, good friend, Reggie Askins, and also my lovely Bria, my daughter, who supports everything. They were like, just do your own. You have the story. So, you know, I have 2 children, Corey, Bria. And, you know, Corey and Bria, both of them are on both sides of the law. One follows the law, one is don't follow the law. So, you know, Bria is an aspiring, one day she's going to be the best defense attorney from Maryland, but right now she's doing litigation, so she's just the boss. And then Corey just coming home from prison, serving close to 10 years.
How old for the audience, how old is Corey and Bria?
Corey is 30 and Bria is younger than Corey. So let me just
yeah, I was gonna say, because Bria, she real fierce, honey. She gonna shut you down. We gotta be real careful and real cool.
Huh?
Yeah. Renee still does nursing, but we're gonna get her to talk a little bit about the COVID stuff and nursing in a little bit. So okay, so back to how you started in LA with this whole movie journey.
Oh, so pretty much I decided to write to tell the story about Corey, because when he came home from jail just changed him, you know. And it's like everyone thinks that, oh, because you come from jail, you come from a bad background and everything. And I was a single mom, lower middle class, that raised my kids, pushed my kids, did everything by my kids, and he just got mixed up with the wrong crowd and just made bad decisions. But when he came home, he was different. I mean,
well, wait, let's go back, because you said like lower middle class. Didn't you send him to private school?
Bria went to, so at the time before, you know, Brian killed his fiance, Corey was actually living with Brian. Bria was with me. So Corey went to Woodlawn when he was with, sorry. And Bria was with me, and she went to Seton Keogh.
Okay, I remember that, and I wasn't sure if he went to Mount St. Joe or whatever. But I remember.
I wanted him to go there, but you know, Brian's thing was, if you have a free school up the street, you can go to the free school. You know what I'm saying? You do what you're supposed to do. But my thing was like, no, I want my daughter to go somewhere where it's 10 people in the class, and then all girls. So she didn't like Western, so I said, you're either going to go to IND or you're going to go to Seton Keogh. Those were the choices. That was it.
Okay, so opposite sides of the law.
Yes.
And so your movie is based on a true story.
It's based on pretty much, it's kind of like a public service announcement to show that, especially younger men that's not doing what they're supposed to do, following the in crowd, thinking they are invincible. It shows Corey, but the character is called Curtis. It shows this good guy going in as a young guy, coming out as an older man, but angry, just angry.
How much time did you serve?
Girl, since Corey was 17, he's been back and forth, in and out. So the last bit he did, close to, I think, 9 years. I just lost count. It was like 9 years he spent. But this time when he came home, he was like,
move around a little bit because you paused.
Okay, he was different, you know, road rage, just quick to get angry, just always, it's like, calm down, it's not that serious. So jail really changed him, and, you know, that's my message, that you can go in, but something changes. You become institutionalized, and then you have a hard time coming back into society and adapting. You know, like little things you just can't say to Corey, because he'll run up on you. You be like, whoa, dude, you know, just, would you like a sandwich? You know, you know what I mean? He's just different, just angry. You know what I mean?
I need you can you see that you are like, that I'm in HD, but you are like all, you got static. Can you see? Are you clear on your side?
Yes, it's probably the area that I'm in. On the beach, so that's probably the problem.
Okay.
So that's probably the issue.
All right. Whatever you just did, it's clear now. Okay.
So I'll stand still.
Yeah, stand still. Yeah. So sister said it's grainy, and Yankee said it's distorted, but you're looking a little better now. Okay.
Sorry about
So
the area. It's my area.
okay. So we're gonna talk about Gritty because you're gonna be bringing some opportunity back to Baltimore. But
Yeah.
Santia wants to know about your nursing, about your job. So where are you working now? What are you doing? What are you doing with that COVID? The COVID unit. You were shooting something for a COVID unit or something for SAG.
So pretty much with the COVID, so I'm still a nurse here in Long Beach as well as West LA. So I'm working, still working in the hospital, you know, step down in ICU. So I still work on the floor because it's a mess. We're filled at capacity. And then fortunately, as of Friday, they're going to start giving us the vaccinations for COVID. I'm going to
You
wait and let
getting
everybody
it?
else in. I'm
You
going to
getting it?
wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to see anybody else getting it. So, but they're going to be giving it out for whatever. I'm going to wait. And so when the numbers start coming down and then I know that it's working, then I'll go ahead and get it. But I ain't going to be the first one running down to employee health to get it.
I'm not
So,
getting it until 2022.
oh, okay.
After all the
But
commercials are finished playing.
yeah,
If
but
you
guess what?
have the COVID-19 vaccination, you could be entitled to compensation. When that's over, I'll get it.
But guess what? Some airlines are requiring, I guess soon, that you have to show proof that you had the COVID. So some airlines are adopting that practice, just to put that out there.
Yeah. So I just found out that I may be able to get a waiver for my extreme allergies and asthma. And also, Live Nation just said that you cannot attend any of their concerts without a COVID certificate proving that you had the vaccination. And so I won't be going to any concerts. But if I don't get the waiver, girl, this United States is huge. I'll just go around these parts. Okay? I'll find something to do. And not to mention, on the 9th, we're taking a virtual trip to Italy. So, hey, I mean, we'll find something to do.
Yeah.
So what's the thing you were doing with SAG with the COVID-19?
Oh, so pretty much, I think it was like a couple of months ago, Reggie wanted to start shooting. He's like, come on, let's just do it. We're not going to let SAG hold us back. So he shot his short called TMI, and that should be out, and it's hot. So I pretty much was the COVID nurse for that. And it was a lot that we had to go through before SAG would even approve it. So I had to be on set. I had to go through protocols. I had to make sure that everyone knew. And then you can't have an actor sign a waiver. So we couldn't have them sign.
Because now I'm confused. You were the talent on there, or you were?
No, I was the COVID. For this project, I was the COVID nurse. For this project, the COVID nurse.
Okay. I'm not following that. I don't understand what you mean. Because
so
when I read your stuff that you sent and you said the COVID nurse, I thought you were meaning at your job in the hospital.
No. So right now, when they're doing filming certain films, they like when you film, like when the kids have teachers, they have to have teachers on set. With SAG now, you have to have a nurse on set.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I was one of the first nurses to be on set. I did three sets here in California. So pretty much I had to make sure that everyone was following SAG's protocol with staying with social distancing, with making sure people had the swab and they had negative COVID tests. So it was a whole process for being on set that I was responsible for.
Okay, so I want to talk about the feature a little later after we clear up some of the loose ends. And then my sister wants to know if Corey had any anger management. We'll talk about that when we get back into Gritty.
Okay.
But so I know you had some things that you wanted to talk about. Are we missing anything before we get into the whole Gritty? Okay. Nope. So we know that Curtis in Gritty is based on Corey, right?
Yes.
And so how I know Corey is like bossed up. He calling on the set already when y'all were on the set. So how does he feel about it?
He likes it. He blessed the set. When I first got the script, because I had to pass it through him. He read it. He was like, "You good?" You know how the guys from Baltimore. It's all right. It's good. You good, Ma? Go ahead, do it. So Bria was a little like, I don't know, because that doesn't represent me. So, but Corey was like, everybody know who Bria is, but Corey Blester said he called the guy that played Curtis, Lionel Dalton, awesome actor. He called Corey a couple of times, heard how Corey spoke. He realized that everything from Baltimore is, hey, what's up, dummy? He just had to learn
All
the
right, so
lingo.
speaking of like how you speak. So I remember when I got to LA, everybody was like, "Oh, be more Bama." I used to hang out with Anthony Anderson. He used to, laugh about the way I talked all the time. And he was like, I reminded him so much of Taraji, how I talk, which I really disagree because Baltimore and DC, we talk different.
Yes.
We do. But one of the biggest things they used to really find so hilarious is the whole Beltway freeway thing.
Yes.
Like I used to always say, okay, so if I'm going there, which beltway do I need to get on? Do I need to get on the 5 or do I need to get on the 10? And everybody will fall out. So I had to get into the habit of calling it a freeway. So what has been your experience from East Coast to West Coast and how they really stereotype us, especially when you say you're from Baltimore? It's always body more murder lane. They think that everybody from there is the ghetto. And
yes.
they think everybody is murderers and killers and that we have to be so hood and so ghetto because we are from Maryland, from Baltimore. So what's your experience with that?
So the funny thing is when I came here in 2008, I was working in a hospital and I remember I came in from work and it was a young lady talking to this man. He was like an older white man. So she was like, "Oh, that's Renee, that's your nurse." So he looked, he was in the bed, little frail man. So she was like, "Oh, she's from Baltimore." So he was like, "Oh, don't be sending no roughnecks in here." So she was like, "No, Renee is nice." So he automatically assumed when she said I was from Baltimore, I was a roughneck. But pretty much we got along, we laughed, we joked. I was like, "You gotta take your ass to bed," because he wanted to talk so much about Baltimore after he got to know me and everything. But just the way that we speak, people always say, "Oh, you're from Baltimore," or they always talk about the wire. Yeah. Everything is about the wire, the wire, the wire.
Yeah. And I was kind of insulted because I don't feel like I talk so Baltimore. Like I don't say things like hot dog, the zinc. I don't even say all that kind of stuff. But like people say, "Talk again. Let me hear you talk again." Kind of like I was telling my guest last week that was talking to Patois. Like in LA, everybody's like, "Say it again, say it again." And I know my girlfriend, she was on here a little earlier. People will always want to know about the row houses. Like a few people came to visit, and back then I had a row house, and everybody thought, that just because it was a row house, it was a project. Like they don't have it out there. I'm like, okay, it's a row house, but this is not the project.
Yes. Or if you get upset, it's like, "All right, calm down. I don't want any problems." I'm like, "No, there's no problems. I'm just trying to explain it." So it's like every time I speak or if I kind of go in, it's like, "Oh, hey, Renee, don't want any problems."
That Baltimore coming out.
Right. Oh, yeah. But you know what? I miss Baltimore because Baltimore, we are so different. Like we are just say it in your face. It's it's no cookie cutting. Here it's cookie cutting, but people from Baltimore just say it. And I can always tell when somebody's from Baltimore because they just straightforward. It's not that background.
What I found when I was there, I found it to be very, very superficial. But right. I fell into the trap of that, right? So I mean, I was snatched and had it together. Like, so you live in Long Beach. I lived in the Valley. I lived in Van Nuys, which was like right down the street from Encino, and right down the street from me was the Jacksons family lived there. Yes. All the celebrities lived there in the Valley in Encino. And so the park where I used to go to walk every single day, I couldn't miss a day of walking because you got to stay looking good. Like, especially if you're into acting, and I was into acting at the time. I remember Richard Pryor used to be out there every day. That was like before he passed away. They used to roll him around in there. Todd Bridges. It was
Yeah.
like regulars that were there every single day. And so I did fall into that whole superficial lifestyle. You couldn't have got me to eat a piece of bread or no nothing. Like I was like watching everything I ate and like keeping up with the superficial, because when you went on casting calls or you went on auditions, it was 1 million girls. It was 1 million girls there that was just same height, same weight, same everything. So you kind of had to keep up with the competition.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we're on the left. Huh?
No chicken box. Look, no chicken boxes, no half and half.
No, absolutely no chicken boxes, half and half out there. So we're on the end second half of our interview. So I want to dedicate it to what you're doing. I'm so excited about you doing the feature for Gritty. And I hear your vision. I hear your dream. I'm so excited about you doing this. And I'm really, really proud of you that, so like for me, when I did the play, I was super proud of like not going out and getting huge investors. Like I was proud to be able to do my shows and do them on my own. So big ups to you for being the executive producer of your own show and not getting big investors in. So Tell us a little bit about your journey. So tell us about how you did Gritty and the film festival you were in and how well it was received and where you see taking that short next.
Okay, so pretty much with Gritty, it's a short film. It took us 3 days to film it. We filmed it in California. We filmed it in Glendale. We filmed it. And pretty much it's a short film that just kind of just gives just a little synopsis of what the feature is going to be. It just shows where you see Curtis as this angry guy. You kind of see where he got locked up. You kind of see where he got initiated into Gritty. And you kind of see how the jail system can be corrupt, especially private facilities. So we kind of touch on that. And then we kind of touch on some futuristic stuff where, the jails may be run by AI. So I kind of touch on that as far as with Gritty. So like I said, it's 30 minutes. It just gives you the prelude to the feature. It just introduced you to Curtis. It just introduced you to Gritty. It just introduced you to the warden. Like how a warden could be torn between the right thing and the wrong thing. That, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also it shows that when you get locked up, because people think, oh, if I get locked up, I'm going to do this. No, you have to do things to survive in jail. You know what I mean?
Attest to that.
And
ain't no secret. I've been locked up.
Yes. So you can relate that when you go in, you have your time. You want to do your time, but to survive and to not have things taken from you, or you have to survive. You have to decide if you're going to be a lone ranger or if you're going to join a group to survive. You have to make decisions that will affect you when you come home.
Yeah. You
have to make decisions. And Gritty just is Gritty. It shows you raw footage of things that happen. It's not watered down. And the feature is really going to go into what Gritty is. It's just really going to show you the jail system, just how it can just change you. And it will show a young man and a young woman that the road that you're going, if it's not good, if you look at Gritty, you may think twice about it. It's kind of like a Scare Straight, Scare Straight movie, if you want to put it.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into the feature part. So tell us about the, I saw on your page, I think a San Diego Black Film Festival, and then I saw you may have been in Vegas at a film festival.
Yeah. So with San Diego was running up, but the thing is, we were supposed to, at the end, when you show your film, you're supposed to talk for 10 minutes, and it wound up being like 30, 45 minutes because people really liked it. They wanted to have questions, and it was a couple of guys that were incarcerated and just came home, and they was like, oh my goodness, Renee, thank you for talking about this. this is something that people don't talk about. So they took to it. Matter of fact, they had to come and put us out because they love the concept about the jail system. And they were saying that no one is talking about what goes on in the jail system, especially like private jails, like the behind the scene things that go on. People are not talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then in Las Vegas, Gritty won Best Action. So I was proud about that.
Yeah.
So that was one of the first awards that was won Best Action. So that was a good experience for Gritty, and you know, cast and crew, I congratulated them because in order for Gritty to be where it is, it went back on the backs of the cast and the crew, the producer, the DP. So those were the positive intricacies of Gritty being where Gritty is today.
So
I just had
plan? Say it again.
The plan. So the plan is to take the short, and that will be out soon for people to view it and give feedback. The plan is to take the short and roll it into a feature, a 90-minute feature going into depth of what Gritty is about, going into depth with Curtis, seeing his relationship with his mother, which is me, seeing his relationship with his sister, which April, which is Bria. So it's just to see, and then just to see the jail system. And then from there, we may take it to a series. So that's the goal for Gritty.
Okay. And so when does the filming, when does production start for Gritty?
So now the thing is, it's going to hopefully it won't be put back, but the goal is to start shooting at the end of July. It's going to be a 30-day shoot. It's going to be done in Baltimore with the natives of Baltimore. Just the music, the actors, the location, everything. I'm paying homage to Baltimore. Everything is going to be about Baltimore in this for Gritty. We're going to cast in Baltimore.
I know you're going to use some local Baltimore talent, but are you also going to use some regional and national talent as well?
So right now I'm looking at, because the script is finished, and looking at the characters, like Rotimi would be very good with a couple of it. Maybe 50. He may meet the cut a little bit, but it takes
gonna cost a whole lot of coins, honey.
No.
Gonna break the body.
No, he's gonna ask me can he get in it if he sees it. I'm joking. No, but the thing is, it's funny not to just put out there, like if 50 was to read it, he could relate. He could relate to Corey, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, because he was incarcerated and things like that. But really, I really want to have like an A-line work around the cast. That's the goal. So I want to find a diamond in the rough. I want to find a Curtis that gets into this part that can really bring it, and then this opens doors for him. The same thing with April. So to be honest with you, I'm looking for diamonds in rough to have this as their start, and this may open doors for them. And that makes sense.
What's that, Renee?
The doorbell. The doorbell.
You expecting somebody?
No, it may be the concierge or someone.
Oh, well, okay, concierge. So anyway, did we talk about whether Corey got anger management for, you know how you said he's different now? Has he gotten any treatment?
He does. You know what? Because I was home a couple of weeks ago, and just little things that I saw, he does need to see someone. And he always say, Mom, dude, you right. I do need to sit down. I do need to talk to someone, because you can see it and it's evident. Just his decisions, he does need to see someone about anger management, and he's starting to acknowledge it.
Okay, well that's good. That's the first road to recovery, but that's a hard thing. I mean, of course, I didn't have to spend that kind of time in there, but I did, and it's still something that it's like I can remember it like it was yesterday. It was all kinds of drama that I will probably never get over. So I can imagine if all that time he pretty much grew up in prison. He
became a man in prison. He became a man in prison, And as soon as he came home, it's funny, he had his daughter, and I think him having little Corey is therapeutic for him because he won't go off the hook when he has Corey, and he's like one of the best dads. Like his, as he explains it, little Corey is his heart outside of his chest. So I think having little Corey is therapeutic and it helps him because his thought is, I have to be here for my daughter. I want to be here for my daughter.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want another man raising my daughter. I don't want to go back to jail. I don't want to be dead because Baltimore is quite different now. And he realized that him coming home now, it's not the same Baltimore as it was when he first went in. It's different.
Absolutely.
And matter of fact, when he went in during the Freddie Gray era, when all of riots and stuff with Freddie Gray. So they were friends and everything. But so like I said, little Corey is therapeutic. It's his reason why. It's his reason, you know, why he gets up, go to work, does what he needs to do. He spends time with her. He'll tell you, oh, I'm a hands-on dad. You know, I'm not a phone dad. He does everything for his daughter. He's an awesome dad. Awesome. I can't take that.
That might have been his saving grace too. You know, having kids, a lot of times it changes people, you know, and it gives them somebody to love. It gives them, you know, something to live for too. So that might be his saving grace.
He's a helicopter. He and Bria, I can just give it to him. They are helicopter parents. They're all over their kids. So they are awesome. Corey and Bria are awesome parents. And like I said, especially with Corey, everything that he's gone through, I am just so proud of him as a dad because he does everything with his daughter. I mean, he can be a pain in the butt, you know, especially when she was first born. I had to say, Corey, let that baby cry, because he wouldn't let her cry. I remember he was trying to take her to the doctors, and every time she cried, guess what? He stopped, took her out the car seat. I said, Corey, if you don't get out. So he was like, no, just because you let your kids cry, I'm not going to let my kids. Corey, you have to let her cry. So now
Renee, how is it for you living on the opposite coast of your kids and your grandbabies? How is that for you?
With Corey and Bria, I'm good. But with my grandbabies, I miss them. So when they call, it's like, how's the grandbaby? That's all I want to know. I don't care. All I care about is my grandbaby.
I'm asking you is my sister is on here. And at one point, she was like, she going to move to Florida. And I was like, you ain't going to be able to do it. You ain't going to be able to leave them grandkids.
Well, but you know what? Jacob is 6. I made sure he has his own little cell phone. So guess what? I don't have to talk to Bria. I can just FaceTime him on his cell phone, talk to him, call him. I mean, I can FaceTime little Corey. But guess what? I took the middleman out. I don't have to talk to Bria. I can just call and talk to Jacob. So we FaceTime all the time. When I come home, he always like, I want to go be with my grandmother. So I have a very great relationship with my grandkids. They are my heart.
My sister too. She typing down there. My grandkids are life. So Renee, how long you plan on staying in Long Beach? How long you plan on staying over there? Is that it? Like you stay?
Well, I'm here. So I'm
gonna be going when I come back?
Yes.
I'm seriously considering retiring there.
Well, it's expensive. So,
I was there. So,
but you got coins, so it doesn't matter. So, but it's very expensive. It's not on the list for where to retire. But to retire here in California, you have to have coin. You have to have your financial advisor.
Not looking for. I mean, when I say retire, I mean retire from my government job and go there and work in another capacity, but not like in my 50s, not like 65 and retired. You know, that's a whole other place and a whole other story. But I'm thinking when I leave my government job, I may want to come there to finish off what I started, you know? And so
yeah.
But by that time, we will have a few films under our belts.
Yes, we will. We will. Yes, we will. So we can do what we wanted. So guess what? We can do what we want to do. And I urge and encourage people, especially those that want to be writers, to do films, get out there and do it. Don't wait. Just do it. If you want to travel, you want to relocate, and it's something that you think about all the time, do it. Because then you have stories to tell. You never want to have any regrets, and I have no regrets because I've met people, all types. I have learned different languages, a little bit of Tagalog. What is it? Tagalog. I can't
Yeah.
say it. A little bit of Spanish.
Me
A
too. I
little
can
bit of
carry us
Farsi.
when we go to a Spanish country. I can really carry us the way.
I can do that. No, I ain't gonna say that. No, but I can kind of a little bit. When somebody say Dolores or El Baño or Agua, I'm like, all right, cool. You want water? You want the bathroom? You having pain? So I can understand that.
Yeah.
But that, but
So
the
talk about, because you are not afraid to be a solo traveler. You are not
I
afraid to.
love that. Let me tell you, for one of my birthdays, Chris, I went to Hawaii by myself and loved it. Because guess what? When you travel by yourself, you don't have to worry about somebody who's like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do this. But what time we getting up? You can get up and you can go. You can just go. You're not on anybody
I
else's
only
time.
traveled internationally solo one time, and it was by default. Because my sister, she's on here. They didn't have her and my cousin. They didn't have their credentials right when we got. I think we were all the way in Dulles. Yeah, I think we were in Dulles, and they didn't have their credentials, and we were going to Turks and Caicos. So I just got on there, honey, and went by myself. I was only there for, what was I there for? A night by myself, whatever it was, honey. I was there by myself. I had a good time. Huh?
Didn't you have a ball? Didn't you have fun?
I did, but that's the thing. Like, soon as I got off, you know, everybody starts saying, like, oh, you by yourself, you're alone, you're alone. And I went straight to eat, and I'm in a restaurant, and, you know, it was everybody coming. You're by yourself, you need somebody to join you. And I ended up with a damn boyfriend that fast.
Wow.
So I wasn't solo for long.
I'm too scary for that. No. Because let me tell you, when
now, I mean, that was some years back, but like now, it ain't much that I'm gonna do. Like after Natalie Holloway, I think that just changed my whole life.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
My thing is, my boyfriend, I'll be like, oh, my boyfriend is on his way. He's a police officer. So I was like, oh, okay. So that's my favorite go-to. Oh, my boyfriend's on his way. He's a police officer. So that's always my thing. Even when I go into the hotel, I'm like, well, my boyfriend should be checking in later. You know, he's coming. He's a police officer. You know, so I never tell anyone that I'm traveling solo. Never.
Yeah. I got a T-shirt in the T-shirt line that says solo. It says like definition brave AF, but it's not for people to wear while they're traveling. It's just when you're frolicking around shopping and things. It's a cute little T-shirt, but it's not for people to go traveling.
No. Especially as a woman, you shouldn't be traveling. You can travel alone, but you have to be very, very safe.
Yeah.
Very safe. Very safe.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But so you want to start the production of the movie July, right? So
end of July, yeah.
End of July. So when do you think you will be in town to start all the casting process?
So I usually probably 90 days before.
Okay.
90 days before. But everything, to be honest with you, Crystal, the holdup is going to be based on COVID. I'm just saying. That is because people are still fearful. Even though they have a vaccine, people are still fearful. People are still fearful of traveling. So I kind of got to play it by ear with COVID. And we don't know what's going to be going on in 2021. But I do have a plan. So the plan is to start casting 90 days before and going from there. And if we have to do virtual, we can do virtual. Because there's a lot of things, and SAG actors, we have to go by SAG protocols to keep everyone COVID safe. So again, I have a plan, but again, it's based on what's going on in the world. COVID.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm over it. Seriously.
Yeah, I am too. Yes.
Yeah, so thanks for waking up. I know you work the night shift and you are usually asleep right now.
Yeah.
So thanks for waking up to hang out. You want to plug
your pages? For you, Chrissy. Anything for you, Chrissy.
You want to plug your pages? Tell everybody, make sure they go over. Type your movie page down in the comments so people can go share with your actor friends. Renee is going to need, in addition to me, I'm going to be there on set, but Renee is going to need crew and actors. So make sure you guys share this with your folks. It's at Gritty the Movie. I don't know why she wrote it out like that, sis, but
Sorry,
it's
just
at
learning.
Gritty the Movie.
Hey, look, I'm just learning Instagram, so no shame in my game.
I know. I'm giving you some classes and things so you can get up on this social media.
There you go. Sorry about that.
Okay, there we go. So people can go follow the movie. And I see Dana just joined. Dana has a son who's interested in some entertainment kind of stuff. So
good.
Yeah. So yeah,
Good.
we're gonna put this thing on the map, make sure we do this right. And like you said, we're gonna make some mistakes and things and learn along the way, but it's just gonna be the beginning to a whole collaboration. Like your drive and my drive, we are equally yoked as far as bossing up and teaming up and doing some of these things. Hey Dana. So I'm super excited about it.
I am too. I am. I'm over the top. I can't wait. And let me tell you something. I lose sleep over it because I'm always thinking, planning, preparing. And when your dreams, when you lose sleep, that means that you're destined to do it. I'm working for the middle of the night like, oh my God.
So last week when we went out, so Renee was here last week and Renee looked at me and was like, Crystal, you ever wanted something so bad? I'm like, hell yeah. Like so bad that it keeps you up, like, and me so bad that it gives me the work. I have been, like my sister will tell you, I had to prepare for tonight. I'm like, my voice was out. I was exhausted, but I'm doing so many things. Like, I keep telling you, Renee, I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. I got to get some things off my plate because it's a lot on my plate right now, working with the female hustlers, doing all this stuff. So I'm like, you ever want something so bad? I'm like, hell yeah. And I know that we are stronger together. But I want the shit so bad that it's kicking up my anxiety because not only do I want it bad, I want it like yesterday.
I want it now. Wait a minute, because so the other day when I came home, Bria was looking at me because I wanted to feature one of the local talents from Baltimore on it. And this is just funny. So I was like, Bria, I said, he didn't email me back. And she was like, Ma, just give him a chance. Girl, I broke down and started crying. I said, he doesn't want to do Gritty.
But what she was talking about? Because I told you I'm gonna get them guys.
Right, no, but I had wanted this particular. What I'm saying is, we're talking about anxiety when you want something and I'm one of these people. I'm what is it called? I'm an A personality. I want things to run like this. You know what I mean? So because he didn't email me right back, I was like, oh my God! I said, Bria, he doesn't want. She was like,
because you're like, Crystal, I'm a time person. Because you're like, what time we going to do this? I'm like, oh, we're doing it around about. You're like, no, I need the time. I need the list. So, I mean, we work well.
Right. So that's what my anxiety is. So that's what happened. So I was like, Bria was like, Ma, you need to calm down. She was like, you just sent the email. Just relax. Because I want it so bad and I want it to go smoothly. And that's,
we know it's going to be hiccups. And then this one thing that you said, right, when I was just like, girl, I be so frustrated because don't nobody treat my shit like me. Like, it's so stressful. Like, I feel like I'm the only one in it. Ain't nobody going to treat my shit like me. You like, well, I am. You like, well, no, that's not going to be me. And I'm like, okay, because we are here. Because I said, listen, Renee, I don't want to have no takeover spirit. I don't want to have no takeover spirit. But your movie, I'm going to treat that shit like it's my own movie. Okay? But still in the back, it's your movie. But I'm going to make sure, like, what my part, I'm going to make sure that I'm treating yours like it's I'm going to bust my ass and work hard for you. Go hard in the paint for you.
Yes. and you've always been like that.
Yeah. And then
it's just sisterhood. And I think that you should, because when you have a team, to be honest with you, when you have a team, it's not about just it's about us. When you have a team, you can accomplish everything together. It's not just so, and I think that's one of the biggest things in entertainment. Everybody wants to be I. But when you work as a team, guess what? Everybody gets what they need. You know what I mean? Everybody gets what they need.
I said we are stronger together, and together, girl, please, bro, we will take over. And the beauty of it is hard to really find people that you can genuinely trust. And we have always had like such a mutual trust. Like, even when I had told you before, I'm like, oh my God, because I always loved you and had a genuine trust in which you was like, little old me, I wasn't in those kind of cliques or whatever. And I'm like, but me and you, we had our thing. We had a thing like right here in the heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, we are stronger together. Y'all watch out for us.
Yeah.
We finna be on the move.
Yes. Join us. Yes.
Yes. We are like Dove sisters for life. And it's on. And it's on. And Renee is really big on, she's really wanting to put Baltimore on the map and do some great things in Baltimore. So that's real exciting.
You have to, even though you're going places, you have to always remember where you come from. You always have to remember your roots, because guess what? Renee Paige wouldn't be who she is if it wasn't for Baltimore.
That's right.
I am who I am because of Baltimore. I don't care where I go, because even though I'm here in California, I take Renee with me.
That's right. And I have had some, you know, I got this on, I come with baggage because I come with so much baggage, but I would not change any of it. I would not change any of that. Dana, thanks for getting your flat travel line gear. But yeah, I would not change any portion of my journey, because I always say it was for a reason. Like right now, about my little time that I spent in jail, I'm working with an Emmy-nominated and Emmy-winning writer on my pilot. So it's like, you know, I would not change any of those experiences.
I wouldn't even. I am who I am because of my past, because of my journey. And you have to go through it. You have to, in order to appreciate what you have to cry about it. You have to go through that journey. You have to. Because if you're not crying over it, if you're not up, if you don't have anxiety about it, you don't want it bad enough. And you have to have a testimony.
That's right.
You have to have a testimony.
That's right.
You have to have a story to tell those that are coming behind you. And you have to have that sharing spirit. Not just like, oh, you know, I have information or I have network, I'm going to keep it to myself. No, you have to have that sharing experience. If you know something, share it. And I noticed that in this business, a lot of people, they may have their resources or network and they keep it for themselves. Right. And it's like, why? Why not share it? Because guess what? If somebody has a service to offer and you don't offer their service, you kind of cut them short. You know, if you design T-shirts and you say, well, no, I don't want to share that person, you cutting that person's blessing, because if you refer that person, they're making money. They're building their brand. And I think it's selfish to say, oh, I'm not sharing my resources, because you kind of hold them back from them getting to where they need. And you know what? I like this saying.
You know how you always say, I need this, and I be like, oh, I'm going to call the person right now. I'm like, oh, let me call the person on the three-way right now. Oh, let me get this person for you right now. Honey, let me tell you something, honey. I am resourceful. I'll be like, well, let me tell you how to do that. Well, let me tell you how to do this. And somebody, Goldilocks just said, and a couple of people said it, but Goldilocks, I saw her first. She said, we all have a story to tell. Goldilocks, I always say we all have a story to sell. Honey, I'm going to make a coin off of my story, honey. I ain't go through all this for nothing. I am making a coin off of my story in every way that I can. And I'm always sharing with other people, like, yes, we have a story to tell, but we have a story to sell. And somebody wants to hear it, no matter what it is. Like, somebody wants to hear it. So you can monetize off of your story, whatever it may be.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then there's a message behind it. Like I said, with Gritty, the thing is the message behind it. That's what's important for me. To be honest with you, it's not a get-rich scheme. It's nothing. It's just to send that message that if you follow the wrong path, if you wind up in jail, this is what can happen. you know, looking at Corey's story, which is Curtis, following his journey of a good kid. You know, I was one of those moms that, oh, you know, I lived my life through my kids. You know, Corey was going to be this NFL football player. You know, I sent him to all the camps and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, when he got locked up and his NFL career, I felt was over, I went into a depression because it's like because I mean, I had set my kids' life up. Like with Bria, it was like, oh, Bria, you're going to be a judge. You're going to be this. You're going to be this. And she followed the path that I set for her. You know, University UB for law, went to Seton Keough, did everything. And when Corey didn't follow that path that I set, I got depressed. I was like, oh my God. And then I felt like a failure as a mother. So that's my message. That. And now we're in a state of depression with that. So it's just a message just to show that, especially the younger generation now, because they think that they're so invincible, but this is what can happen to you, if that makes sense. The emotional trauma, the physical trauma. You know, it's things that Corey, he said to me, he said, Mom, you know, there's things that I witnessed that I have to take to my grave.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Oh,
that is deep.
That's deep. Yeah.
That's deep.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? The reason why I'm always so vocal about, like, you know, getting locked up and spending a little time in the prison, I tell that because I have seen girls on the street that was in there with me before, right? And it was years ago, but they would say stuff like, oh, she thinks she all that. She was locked up with us. And excuse my language, but ain't no bitch gonna tell my story, okay? Ain't no bitch gonna be like she round telling something on me. So I gotta tell my own story. Yes, okay, that happened. But it was shameful at first. I was so ashamed about it. But I'm like, okay, that finger pointing and people whispering and, oh my gosh, she thinks she all that. She was locked up and all that. That is over. Ain't nobody gonna tell that story for me.
Exactly.
Yeah. So my sister was saying that your path got redirected. Like, it just didn't affect him. Your path got redirected. And that happens for all of us. Like, so one time me and my sister, we were doing this, we were doing a Skype for a reality show. And, we were just telling them how when I went in there, it affected everybody. Like, not just me. And I had a little baby that, I was breastfeeding at the time. So it just affects everybody. So, so I'm glad you're doing this. It's a story that needs to be told. I'm glad I'm going to be on set because I can add my 2 cents about the jail life.
And you will. But let me ask you a question, Crystal. Let me ask you a question. When you came home, did you have anger issues like Corey? I mean, how was your transition?
I was mad as shit. Yes, I was mad. But I think I was mad for other reasons. Like, I was mad for so many reasons. Like, I was mad at the system because I got charges, gun charges, drug charges. And at the time, right, I had never, ever, still to this day, like, I ain't never seen drugs in my life outside of TV. I ain't never used drugs before. I don't smoke no weed. But I had to, I had to get over that anger from that and realize that my story is for the greater good of what I'm doing now. Like, even when I could not leave the state of Maryland because I was being accused of a murder, and I had my whole apartment and shit set up in LA, but I couldn't leave and go back, which totally changed the trajectory of my life, my career, and everything. I was super duper angry. Oh my God. Like, I never planned on, it wasn't my plan to come back here and then get a job with the government. So I have had to go through a bunch of anger, a bunch of therapy, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, it changed me. But I knew, like, I'm like, okay, I'm back here for the greater good and for something bigger. Because when I was in LA, girl, I was working. I was on a movie set every day. I was doing phenomenal. And I always think like where I would have been in life if I never came back here.
Right.
But like part of what we're doing is part of the reason I'm back here. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to look at it positively and not feel like, well, what if? Because I know people whose lives have been completely controlled by the what if. Okay, so one time I was dating somebody who got injured right before going to the NBA and lived his whole life on what if? What if I didn't get the injury? What if? So, you know, I really had to let that what if go. What if? Where would I be right now? So I'm over that, but it has taken a really long time.
Yeah. You're doing awesome, and I'm proud of you. Looking forward to what we're going to do. And again, thanks for having me on this platform. Thank you.
You're welcome. And let me just thank you because of you, I'm going to take a little bit of break, but because of you and your encouragement, I'm going to continue the journey because you said to me, and it's so true. You said to me, you said, hey, Crystal, like, I really enjoy what you're doing. We all come with baggage. This can be such a bigger thing. You said, you know, when I look at it, I see red table talk. Jada does it for celebrities, and pretty much, you know, we're talking about our baggage, and we are the common folk. You know what I mean? We can't relate to the things most of the time that Jada has on red table talk.
Exactly.
You know, like we were saying about that woman who paid whatever $100,000 or $1 million, whatever she paid to get her child into college. Ain't nobody doing that for us, okay? We paying a whole bunch of student loans, honey. We don't have no parents to be giving us no millions.
Sally Mae. Let me tell you, if Bria had to study. She had to study for the LSAT. The only thing I helped her do was get preparatory stuff so that she could study for the LSAT. She got into UB. She got multiple degrees now. She graduated magna cum laude, whatever. But no. So she had to work for it. Like I said, the only thing I gave her was tools to help her. But if you didn't get it on your own merit, you're not going to get it. You have to work hard. You have to study hard. And that's just what it was.
Yeah.
And then again, from Baltimore, we built different. You know what I mean? We are
right. We built tough, honey.
Yeah, we built different. So you know we can
tough. Hey Cheryl, hey cousin. Cheryl said she wish she would have joined sooner. Cheryl's gonna be the replay is gonna be on my page.
Oh yeah, the replay. Yeah.
Yeah, because we've been on here since 7 o'clock chopping it up. We get ready to wrap it up, but yeah. So Tracy said, "Congrats, you did well with her." So yeah, we are.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So,
sorry about the hiccups with the IG. So it's a learning process with this IG live. Sorry, because I don't like to be late. I don't like to be late.
Sister said we talking toy tough. Look, we know you don't like. I said that girl. She's so like this. She gonna have a fit being late getting on here. And you gonna make
I was like, oh my God, what's going on, girl? I was here. You know, I was trying to set up since 3:15 because I like to be on time. I like to be early. So
yeah, because you try. Okay, so guys, so Renee tried it. She was like, you know, so let's prepare. She's one of these preparers. She want to prepare, and I want to fly by the seat of my pants, right? She's like, so what we gonna talk about? What you gonna be asking? What? I'm like, no. This is not a scripted show, okay? This is completely candid. We not preparing. We not going over nothing, sis. You just gonna come out here and we gonna chit chat.
And I'm glad that you did because you know what? It broke up the mundane. It let you be yourself, me be myself, and people get to see the authentic Crystal, the authentic Renee. So thank you.
Yeah, Tracy, I wasn't letting her do no kind of dry run or nothing. I'm like, sis, this ain't scripted TV, this live.
But thank you. And you introduced me to stuff. I've never done this. So you introduced me to something new, and thank you. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So I have just been enjoying, like, rekindling our, you know, even though we never like lost a relationship, we've always been in each other's lives. I'm just glad that now, you know, I have you regularly, you know, texting, daily, calling, and just ready to get our business popping.
Yes.
So my sister said, good to see you again. She's hollering at you.
Hey, Miss Ivory. Miss Ivory was good friends with my mother, Miss Gail. Remember, because my mother loved you, Crystal. Because she was like, oh my goodness. She was like, Crystal wears the prettiest clothes. Because she used to go to the same hairdresser with Ivory. Because Ivory was a hairdresser.
Yeah.
So
Still is.
So my mom loved, huh?
She still is a hairdresser.
Yeah. Look, yeah, your hair looks good, Crystal.
Yeah. Well, I just did this. I put a couple clip-ins in here, honey. Put a couple clips in there.
Okay. Good to see you, Ivory.
Yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up. We've been on here for a minute. So any closing remarks that you have, honey?
No, the only thing I want to say to whoever's on here, Viv, that if it's something that you want to do it. Just do it. Just follow your hopes, your dreams. Just do it. Just like Les Brown say, don't prepare for it. Just do it. Get out there and do it. Just do it. It's been done before.
So even though we were like on a dance team together, I never knew that you really wanted to get into the entertainment world. I didn't know that. I mean, of course, you know, I knew about the nursing and stuff, but so that was a dream that you like kept a secret? You always was super quiet though, but was that a secret dream?
I was a good girl. No, it wasn't super quiet. Remember Gail. Gail was strict on me. So it wasn't, when y'all used to go out and stuff, Gail wasn't having that shit. So I was quiet because I didn't know if Gail was looking somewhere or watching or, you know, whatever. But I was just actually, as I got older, it started becoming a hobby. That's what it was. Because I'm creative. Yeah. And I've always been creative, and working with music artists, no, they're different from actors. I'd rather work with actors.
Tracy, you are late. She's a traveling nurse. She used to be a nurse at St. Agnes in Baltimore. Now she's a nurse out in LA. You missed all that part, so you had to go back and watch.
Yeah, Tracy, you came late. You started at 7, Tracy. Time.
So I am super excited to just put our creative juices together and get it cracking.
It's cracking.
So, you know, when's the next time you're coming here? I know you done told me I need to come to LA, but you know.
Come here.
Listen,
man up, and get up. Just come out here. Just wear your mask and come out here. Just come out here.
If I get on a plane to come out there, I'm gonna have to fight. So
I'll be there in February. I'll be home in February.
Okay. Yeah. See, my sister said COVID, honey. If I come out there, I probably would have to live there. You hear what I'm telling you? It would be a big fight around these parts.
Get the vaccine. Get the vaccine then.
Girl, bye. You go ahead and trust that science. I know you're a nurse and all that, but you go ahead and trust the science. I'm going to go ahead and wait. You get it. And then 2022, I'm going to check in on you.
Okay.
All right, boo.
All right, baby. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
You did a great job, and I'm so proud of you for, like, getting out of your box. I mean, I'm acting like I've been doing it forever. I ain't been doing it forever. But the funny thing is, I never did it on my own live, but I did Facebook Lives for my job. I mean, because I feel like, you know, I had to do it. But I did Facebook Lives for my job all the time, announcing things or whatever. But I had never done it. Hey, Joey, good night. So Joey can tell you I did Facebook Lives at work. Me and Joey work together. And I did Facebook Lives at work, but never here, like, on my own. So this is my fourth one.
Good job.
Huh?
Good job. Good job.
Well, okay, babe. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to take a little break next week. But if you guys know anyone who wants to come and share their baggage, tell them to get in touch with me or DM me. Guys, before you go, our virtual trip to Sicily. We are doing a Sip Social in Sicily. We're doing it on January the 9th. The tickets will be on sale starting tomorrow. Guys, if you want a t-shirt with your admission, you have to order like fast because USPS is running behind. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna take our baggage to Sicily. We're gonna have live music. He's gonna send a list for our wines and cheese, whatever we want to have. He's gonna teach us all those Sicilian, Italian hand gestures, and I think it's gonna be super fun. So, so for $20, you can do the tour. It's gonna be so much fun, and that's just the tour. For $45, you can get a T-shirt and a tour. And I want you guys to have T-shirts on because we're gonna be on, what do you call it, Zoom, and it's gonna be so much fun. Hey Jay, I love you. So okay, go over to the Fly Travel Line. Tomorrow you'll be able to get your event tickets. And I will see you guys, not next Tuesday, but after that.
Good night.
Good night. I'll talk to you. I'm sure you want to text me after this and say something.
Yes,
but I'm gonna all right, I'm gonna try to save this to my page.